Kia ora koutou, nau mai haere mai ki tēnei hui e ngā wahine mā, tēnā koutou, tēnei te mihi ki a koutou katoa, ngā iwi katoa, tēnā koutou, kia ora koutou katoa.
New Zealand was the first country in the world to grant women suffrage for parliamentary elections, and all women who were on the same terms as men. I mean, I think that is probably the most significant thing about it. And it was so early, 1893. I mean, it was pretty incredible, really.
In 1993, the women's suffrage memorial tiles were put there to recognise the work that people did to gain women the vote. The arts and literary world has been responsible in both 2006 and in 2010 trying to get rid of these tiles.
It structurally is the problem, and unfortunately, if it had been cited in a way that it could have been more easily removed in the first place, we wouldn't be in this situation. But I do believe they have done research on being able to recite it, which would be fantastic, to a slightly more sensitive space.
We've had experts from Sydney come in, they can move it, it's not a problem.
They say they want to move them somewhere, and I say they would not dare to suggest that if it was a soldiers' memorial. These women had to fight for the vote. They were our women soldiers.
So that's Amy Dowdy, who was very significant in the suffrage campaign, and she was a member of the Women's Christian Temperance Union, and she was also the chairwoman of the Women's Franchise League here in Auckland. So she chaired a lot of big public meetings and was able to, control people who were opposed to women getting the vote, as well as supporting them. So, I mean, the people that do live here and work here and function here all the time, we're the ones that are actually involved here, and we're the ones that know this space.
I've been here 10.5 years, and all I've seen is tourists take photos against it. It's an iconic part of Auckland that tourists, if you were to go through all the photos that have been taken around the world from this point of view, there'd be a lot of it.
This woman here is Lizzie Rattray, who was a journalist and worked for a sort of a women's magazine in the 1890s, and she did social pages and things like that, but she also was able to publicise women's issues. So she was involved in getting things into print about women's suffrage and things like that.
It doesn't work to get people up and down. I mean, I go up and down it 10 times a day, and even with the Asian students coming down, I can barely get up.
It is part of the point where tourists do come and think, oh, this is that, they do take photos of it. I mean, what are you going to take photos of stairs?
Elizabeth Yates, she is the person that was the first woman mayor in the Empire.
Why destroy something that to put a stairwell in so the art gallery can be seen?
The place is a sea of coffee cups. The homeless people, the chap who uses the fountain as a bathing pool, bottle caps, cigarette butts, and at night it also spit.
It's never going to end. The city is a different place after 5 o'clock at night. It becomes an area for those people who are misfortunate for somewhere to go. I've seen some of the designs that they were looking at. They are going to create corners. You have a corner in the city, darkened area, it's not a good thing. Yeah, it is. Right. They become toilets because there's not enough toilets in the city. So if they don't maintain it or look after it like they're not doing now, so what's the point? People know where the art gallery is. It's not going to entice any more people who walk along and think, oh my God, there's an art gallery.
We concerned Auckland citizens gather here this evening as guardians of this memorial. They made New Zealand a more equal and more liberated society.
This is our memorial. This is a memorial to women. It redresses the balance. It's typical of women's art. It's collaborative. It was funded by women. It's here in this book. This is a compilation of all the permanent public memorials to the suffragists in New Zealand.
It doesn't surprise me, given the attitudes we have seen in contemporary local government, that a memorial to democracy in its fullest sense should come under attack today.
We have a few short months to get as many signatures as Kate Shepherd gave to Parliament and dump them on the table in front of the Art, Culture and Recreation Committee and say, we want a permanent memorial in Khartoum Place. That's what in perpetuity means, and I'm sorry that you have to do that, but that's the way it is. Thank you so much.
Kia ora koutou, kia kaha, kia manawa nui.